Hi guys, what's up? I'm Enrique, or you can call me Sketch Monster. That's my, pen name. So this is easy things to draw. Today we're gonna go over how to draw Baby Groot. I saw the movie over the weekend. I should have put this video out probably over the weekend, but I was really busy trying to crank out videos, trying to kind of do art, do commissions, all that stuff. I'm gonna be using a pencil, and I'm gonna be using a I'll tell you what kind of pencil in the description, what type it is, but it's kind of charcoal-y feeling. It gets dark really fast, really fast. So if you do buy it, be careful with it. It gets dark really quick. I almost don't recommend it. I'm doing it more so for the demo. It just has a very rich look. Then there's the eraser I'm using is from the back of a mechanical pencil. I like the fact that it's white. I don't like the #2 pencils, that pink junk that gets on the paper. I hate it. Has a stain to it. I don't like it at all. And then I'm also gonna be using 11 by 17 basically printing paper. That's pretty much it. If there's any questions, shoot them below. I wanna see them, I'm excited, I love it. And I do wanna tell you that, and I'm gonna say it again in a bit here, but this is a sped up video, so you can follow along. You can pause it, you can follow along, but be aware that this is sped up 3 times, okay? So let's get into it. Alright, so we're gonna do this, and it's gonna be 1-to-1. I'm sorry, 1-to-1. It's gonna be 3 to, like, sped up 3 times quicker. It's about 300% through this whole thing. If you want the completely uncut, just kind of me doing it real time, I'm gonna link it below. It's on another channel. I'm gonna put pretty much all those on another channel pretty soon, because some people have been asking for the real time versions. So, maybe occasionally I'll put them here, but mostly they'll be on the other one. But they won't have commentary. This will have commentary. This is sped up. Okay, and I'm using this pencil to get his general pose down. Baby Groot is, he was kind of the highlight of the second movie. They sold a bunch of toys, which is awesome. And he lives. Gotta make sure I have this mic on. I had it on before, but I wasn't recording anything. And his feet are kind of hoof-like. It's really strange. They remind me of elephant feet in a way. They're kind of big toward the bottom. They taper out toward the bottom. And you have his general positioning. I have his general positioning down. So the thing about his body is his body looks kind of like an adult body, but his head is where that really, he really looks like a child. It looks like this round emoji. Larger, like proportionally, we're talking about proportion to a human. His head is obviously way bigger. The bigger, kind of the head to the body, the more baby-like, basically, something will look more childlike. Like, that's why, like, when you look at, like, Funko figures and things like that, look like babies. If you look at babies in movies, they always have giant freaking heads. The eyes are not as big as I thought, though. That's kind of interesting. His eyes are pretty normal for the proportion of his head. Groot was really one of my favorite characters in the first one. I thought he was really amazing design, and he's pretty awesome in this movie too. I don't want to say any spoilers, although I know that's gonna date this movie. This video. Going into the neck, I have to make sure the neck connects well, because like I was saying, the body does seem very adult-like. He's still got pecs and stuff like that. So the connection from the head to the body is really important. Going with the eyes, I made them a little bit darker. And going into the neck as well, again, the deltoid. But yeah, so the thing about his body, and same thing goes for the first one, is obviously his body still follows anatomical stuff. For example, there's a deltoid, the bicep, the tricep, the brachialis. Well, actually, let me talk about this real quick. I'm darkening the eye and kind of working the head here. The eye is probably going to be one of the darkest things on him. I want that to kind of pop out. You got these little wedges on the top of his head. It's a really cool design. Reminds me of like an upper part of a cut down tree, which is what I'm sure they're going for. And going into this smile, this emoji type smile. Oh, this emoji type spot. Going into the kind of pit of the armpit here, trying to figure out this shoulder. I don't want it to look like it's aiming a little bit toward us. Going into the pectoralis and the far deltoid, the far side. So when I'm talking about the muscles are very similar. The only thing is that there's this extra added twisty treeness to it. I don't know if that explains anything, or I'm just throwing junk out there. But when you look at it, it does have these extra things to it. It doesn't quite follow exactly human proportion, but it's human anatomy, but it's really close. Like, I think it's extremely close. And then there was that tree thing over it. Putting a shadow pattern on his face, side part of his face, just to give him some dimension. This one, I am actually doing it a lot more in pieces than normal. I'm kind of concentrating on certain areas and then, then going to others. For example, his hand isn't even drawn in, and that's not normal for me. Normally, I try to draw stuff in, kind of like a picture developing. I wanted everything to come up at a gradual pace. In here a little bit. Going into his leg. I'm putting all these rivets in, knowing that I'm going to try to either fade them out or kind of alter their darkness, because this is kind of looks a little bit like a mess, his body right now. Going down to the feet, which I can't see. Interlocking and interconnecting pieces, that's very similar to, like I said, anatomy. But just kind of remember that things need to interlock. See his brachialis right there? Put that in. His fist. These things have to relate to each other, and I think that would be the big danger in designing this character. Not so much for the artist, because they know what's up, the people that really designed him. But I would say, like, when you draw him, you have to be really careful not to draw like a pile of wood. Like, look at his ribcage. His ribcage looks like this exploded tree stump or something. It's really odd. That's the only thing that looks not very anatomically correct to me. Like, on purpose. Must have been taking a lunch break, because this is taking a little bit. Also, I guess I'll take a break to say, hey, did you guys like the movie? Did you see it? Please tell me what you thought. Most of my friends liked it. A couple of them did not. Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I'm really curious what you think. Like, really. Because, I don't know. I'm not in touch with the people anymore. Or am I? Wow, that was a long break, man. Come back. Come back, dude. I ended up watching the midnight showing on the first day. It wasn't really midnight. It was like 11:30 at night. But I need to watch a lot of Marvel movies. Pretty much day one, or comic movies. Here I go. Coming back in, darkening certain things. Yeah, at this point, I'm just adding detail, because the overall shape is pretty much there. And like where the vines and things like that go. I mean, like what I was saying before, I am going to recap. See, now I'm adding a shadow pattern, like real shadow pattern to the whole thing. And that's really going to organize it. The shadow pattern is really going to organize what's going on. Pushing it there. Putting a little bit of halftone. Darkening certain spots of complete darkness. I can't just make his hand look like straight up like a block, like Pinocchio's arm. He's gotta have rivets. He's gotta have things of that sort. He's gotta have more dimension than Pinocchio. Sorry, Pinocchio. Going inside the ribcage. Cleaning stuff up a little bit with my eraser, which I'm using off a mechanical pencil. I know, that's sad. I need kneaded erasers. I haven't bought them in a while. Back here, checking out where the darkness would be, thickening certain lines. Still, it seems a little bit piecey to me, like a little bit too much in pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a thick, bold line around the whole thing, which is like my cheap trick that I do. Complete cheap trick. But it works sometimes, so... And that's going to contain the values. Looks really good on the head. Like really, I think that looks really, really good on the overall head. Normally I've done this like in marker, but I dig the way it looks in pencil as well sometimes. There's a teacher I had in school, and he would do that a lot for life drawing. Just throw big bold lines around stuff. It looked really good though. Putting the fist into a little bit more shadow. Throwing a little bit of value on the feet. Trying to distinguish these little, like, shards of junk coming out of his leg. I want that to be clear that it's, you know, pretty much wood. Put a little leaf or two there on his leg. Right here, finishing the bold line that I put around the contour. And that's pretty close to it. Just kind of slightly modifying things. For demonstration, I think this is perfect, perfectly fine. Again, just kind of little things to toy with. And it's really decision making. You're deciding what's, you know, appropriate. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate you watching. Check out the other videos on this channel if you want to learn different aspects of art, all kinds of things, different art tips. I'm going to be going through and I'm going to try to fill up the library full of different kinds of things. So check that out, and I will see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. See you guys.